Danganronpa.
Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is and vote for whodunit. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate.
Graduation is meaningless here. We already know that. We don't need your rules anymore. We'll find our own reasons to live. And we'll do whatever it takes to survive.
Wow! An actual talking robot! I've never seen one of those before.
Seriously?
What happened to Kokichi? Why isn't he here?
Aw, don't make that face, killer. This case has some unique circumstances.
Unique circumstances?
'Cause for this murder, the victim's identity is completely unknown. Given these circumstances, I decided to start off this class trial while the victim is still anonymous. After all, it'd be a shame if I let such a rare opportunity go to waste.
Is that possible? I thought everyone had to participate in the class trial.
Don't worry, the person who's still alive is waiting behind the scenes for their cue. It's all part of the overall production. Anyway, let's get this trial moving!
I guess we have no choice but to start the trial under these conditions.
What's there to even talk about? The Blackened is the mastermind, Kokichi. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of too.
It's too soon to decide anything for certain. We don't even know if Kaito was the victim.
How long are you going to say that? The victim is Kaito. End of discussion.
But we need to be absolutely sure. If we don't positively identify the victim, the other person will never show themselves, right?
Before we can identify a suspect, we need to determine who the victim is.
Why are we even talking about something so obvious? What a pain.
Everyone thinks that Kaito is the victim, but I have my doubts. There's a chance Kaito is still alive. If we keep discussing the case, I'm sure we'll see the truth.
The victim has to be Kaito. Kaito was taken prisoner by Kokichi, so he could have killed him whenever he wanted. And the hydraulic press had his clothes inside.
Kokichi can't be the victim because there's no evidence for it. So the victim must be Kaito.
And the culprit must be Kokichi! We lost a really good guy today. Kazing! If only mages could cast revive spells.
There's no evidence that allows us to confirm the victim or the survivor. It's too early to declare who the victim is.
The victim has to be Kaito.
See, we have Kokichi's clothes. I mean, we found both of their clothes, so...
Kaito
Also,
was...
Kokichi's clothes are all messed up. They both have evidence of, someone getting shot with the crossbow arrows.
Taken...
Don't think it's the press itself. The Monokuma file is worthless in this case. I doubt it's gonna play a role anywhere, but it might. I just don't think it will because it's so vague.
So he could have killed him whenever he wanted.
And the hydraulic press had his clothes inside.
Kokichi can't be the victim because there's no evidence for it. So the victim must be Kaito.
And the culprit must be Kokichi.
Just a really good guy today. Kazing! If only mages could cast revive spells.
I have an idea.
It has to be Kaito.
Kaito was taken prisoner by Kokichi, so he could have killed him whenever he wanted.
And the hydraulic press had his clothes inside.
Kokichi can't be the victim because there's no evidence for it.
There is some evidence.
That's wrong! I have evidence that points to Kokichi being the victim. I found this in the hangar.
Is that Kokichi's coat?
Yes, and look here. There are bloodstains on the sleeve. That would indicate that Kokichi suffered an external injury, correct?
Kokichi was injured.
The fact that these were flushed down the toilet implies that they are evidence of a crime.
What about it? Kaito's clothes were in the hydraulic press. As long as we have that evidence, there's no doubt that Kaito was the one murdered.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those irrefutable evidence thingies.
But it's not irrefutable. Ever since she found the body in the hangar, Maki's insisted that it's Kaito's. But why is that? I thought we had an understanding. I thought she wanted to believe Kaito was still alive. She is so suspicious. Either way, it seems Maki is hung up on Kaito's clothes. In that case, I need to demonstrate the flaw in relying on that evidence. If I do that, I think she'll realize there's a chance that Kaito is alive.
Actually, there's something bothering me about the clothes found in the hydraulic press.
Yeah? What about them?
There's something peculiar about those clothes. It's either 2 or 3. Oh, I think I get it. I pointed this out during the investigation, that it has a wound in the arm, despite the fact that Kaito never puts his arm through it. Is that what it's implying?
That's it! Why was only the sleeve sticking out of the hydraulic press?
Oh, well, I guess I was wrong, but I got it right.
If Kaito had been crushed by the press, the sleeve shouldn't have been empty.
But this is contradicting what I just said. This doesn't make sense.
There should have been an arm inside the sleeve as well. So the fact that we found an empty sleeve should...
Shall I kill that logic?
Huh?
You're dumber than I thought if I have to go out of my way to explain it to you. If you can't even see that, then be quiet. Otherwise, you're just annoying me. The coat sleeve sticking out of the hydraulic press is rather telling. It couldn't have been anyone else but Kaito. If you can't see that, then you weren't looking hard enough.
You can't win this fight,
I wasn't
Maki.
looking hard enough. What do you mean?
He always dressed himself in a rather odd manner. He never put his arms through his coat sleeves.
Oh, I was right.
So when the hydraulic press crushed him, all that stuck out was his coat sleeve. If you understand to be quiet already. Otherwise, you're getting in the way.
Maki's claim appears solid, but I know that it's not. Really? Oh, wait. We can't conclude Kaito is dead on that evidence. Is it because there is a wound in the coat sleeve? I mean, I know that. Like, obviously there had to have been an arm in the sleeve in order for that wounded blood to appear. But that doesn't necessarily mean it was Kaito's arm. But I guess that's the train of logic we have to go with.
He always dressed himself in a rather odd manner. He never put his arms through his coat sleeves.
Damn it.
So when the hydraulic press crushed him, all that stuck out was his coat sleeve. If you understand it already. Otherwise, you're getting in the way.
I'll get it this time for sure.
He dressed himself in a rather odd manner. He never put his arms through his coat sleeves.
Come on, man. Ah, I missed. There we go.
I'll cut through your words.
Getting the V point on the rebuttal showdown is really hard. Control is so finicky.
Yes, it's true. Kaito never put his arm through his sleeve. But that was just his right arm. He wore his left sleeve normally.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I'm stupid. Huh. That is super weird. I never noticed he did that.
And the left sleeve was the one we found outside the press.
What an anime cool guy. One arm in the sleeve, one not. Super anime.
Knowing how Kaito wore his coat, that's awfully strange, isn't it?
Then maybe neither of his arms were through the sleeves.
Huh?
It's a possibility. In the end, your reasoning is full of holes. Stop getting in my way. I have to defeat Kokichi.
Maki, what's really going on? Seems you've made up your mind that Kaito is definitely dead. But why would you do that?
It's like Maki said, though. Kaito's gotta be the victim. Because if Kokichi, the mastermind, was dead, the killing game would be over.
Yeah, that's true.
Monokuma, hurry up and bring Kokichi here. We already know who the victim is.
Huh? Already? You sure it's not too soon?
We need the suspect present, now that he's the subject of our discussion.
Gotcha. I guess I'll bring him out now. Hey, Mr. Suspect! That's your cue!
Show me Kaito. Okay.
An exisal?
What? Why is an exisal here?
Haha, whoops, my bad. Seems like I gave you guys a scare, huh?
Eat shit, Maki. What is this?
Is that Kaito's voice?
Kaito?
There was a lot going on, so I just hid in an exisal and kind of dozed off. And that's why I'm so late. Anyway, what's going on, guys?
This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, hold on. Then the one that died wasn't Kaito.
Stupid! That was just a lie!
Oh, this is a trick by Monokuma. It could be either one of them. That's what he's implying.
You guys thought I died? I would never! No way!
Kokichi?
I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry.
Wow, that's old. How old are you?
I thought as much. Your appearance right now is fit for a lowly asshole like you.
You're making me blush. You're getting so angry over me.
Is that really you, Kokichi?
That's right, Crackerjack.
Seriously, how old are you?
Then why are you hiding in there? Show yourself.
Oh, this is more for self-defense. Little Miss Cranky Pants would kill me if I showed myself. I understand how you guys must feel. You can't believe it because I'm like this, right? That's what I thought. In that case, I brought evidence.
Evidence?
Ta-da! The video camera. It was in the warehouse, but I brought it to the hangar, just in case. Man, that was a smart move. Thanks to this, I filmed it so everyone could see it clearly. The moment the victim died.
What did you say?
Alrighty then! Let's watch this shocking moment. Hey, Monokuma! Can you connect the video camera to the monitor?
Roger that!
Monokuma grabbed the camera from the exisal, hooked it up to the courtroom's monitor, and played the tape for us. That is not the moment the victim died. Though, it would appear Kaito is in fact dead.
Huh? Kaito?
This is terrible! Why would something like this?
I'm already a few steps ahead here. We know based on the rules of the hydraulic press that it could not have killed a living being. Kaito is already dead. The question is, how did he die? It would appear that it would make Kokichi the Blackened, assuming that Kokichi is in fact alive and in there. But we have to remember that Kaito's death was inevitable. He's super sick. What if he died of natural causes? What if he wasn't murdered? I mean, I don't know, but that's on the table.
I saw it through my fingers. The moment Kaito was crushed. I'm gonna...
By the way, I'd like to add that this footage has not been doctored in any way. This video camera only has the basic functions. Just the play, record, and pause buttons, so you can't edit after filming it. And of course, I didn't upload it to a computer to edit it either. Right, Monokuma? Oh, you can talk. Your answer is necessary for a fair discussion.
I see. If it's necessary for a fair discussion, then I will answer. No trace of that footage was found on any of the computers inside the academy.
See? If it wasn't connected to any computer, then editing the footage would be impossible. Which means this footage is 100% real.
If that's the case, then it would seem our suspicions can be lifted. The body we found inside the hangar, crushed in the hydraulic press, is definitely Kaito.
The murder video has been added. Was that really him?
Poor Kaito. I can't believe he died such a horrible death. I can't believe he died with his guts and his brain splattered all over that machine.
Stop it! Now I'm starting to not feel well.
That's probably because I used my magic to transfer all my barf over to you.
I know that's a joke, but the thought of it...
Why? Why was Kaito killed? Kokichi had no reason to kill Kaito. He had just told us all that he was the mastermind, that the killing game was over. So what would he gain by killing Kaito?
It looks like you finally believe that I'm the one in this exisal.
Yes. With that, we can definitively say that the culprit is... you.
Huh? Why?
You filmed the moment the victim died, which means you were present at the scene. As the person who filmed this footage, you're the only one who could be the culprit.
But if the culprit shot the video, why would they go out of their way to show it?
Oh man, you got me! Yeah, I'm the culprit.
What?
Jeez, I totally dug my own grave. Here's the truth. I decided to participate in this trial in an exisal after I killed Kaito. Of course, it was mostly to make the victim unknown, to jazz up this trial. I took that footage for proof so I could reveal it after you guys get the correct answer. But I totally spaced out. I wasn't supposed to show it right away.
So does that mean you admit to the crime?
Oh, man. I dug my own grave again? Well, I don't think you guys will believe any of the excuses I make now. So, I give up.
You're giving up? Does that mean it's been decided?
Is it okay that this trial was so short?
That's fine. We knew from the very start that Kokichi was the killer. But before we vote, I want to say something to Kokichi. You may be the mastermind, but I won't let you escape after you violated the rules. That would desecrate the killing game Junko Enoshima created, right? Your beloved Junko Enoshima.
Junko?
Whatever. It's voting time now. Let's go before Kokichi changes his...
No, hold on a second. This isn't right. The culprit comes in, confesses to the crime, and the trial ends? That's not how this goes. That doesn't sound like the kind of game Kokichi or Monokuma or Junko would play.
What if the mastermind got tired of it? The remnants of despair were like that.
No, if they were tired of it, they wouldn't have put all that effort into the video. There would have been no need for this class trial in the first place. Something's not right. We need to get a better feel for the situation. I think Kokichi has some sort of plan. He's trying to trap us.
Trap us? Are you saying Kokichi isn't the culprit? Then, are you suggesting one of us is the culprit?
What?
If it's not Kokichi, then the culprit must be one of us.
One of us?
That's not possible!
No, I didn't say that. I was just saying it's dangerous to trust Kokichi.
Shuichi is so distrusting. But it's exactly like Shuichi said! I'm actually not the culprit!
Seriously?
What? But that contradicts what you said previously.
Yepers, that was a lie. Sorry, I lied again. The real culprit of this case is super bad at hiding themselves, so I thought I could help. I pretended to be the culprit by using the footage! It made the game more interesting, too.
Are you serious?
What's the truth and what's a lie? I don't know anymore.
It's fine, because Kokichi is the culprit. He killed Kaito. No matter how much he deceives us, it won't change our minds. The footage shows he did it. Kokichi has to be the only option.
The only option? Is that really true? Are we just going to leave it at that?
There's no doubt that Kokichi is the culprit. We all saw that footage from earlier, right?
Kaito got crushed to death.
Blood stain in the bathroom. Small puddle of blood in the middle of the hanger's bathroom. Smaller blood stains were found leading the door out of the bathroom. The crossbow.
What a horrible video.
Whoever committed that crime was with Kaito in the hangar.
Which just leaves Kokichi then.
Then the culprit is...
Kokichi Oma, the mastermind of this entire killing game. And Kaito's killer.
Kokichi killed Kaito with a hydraulic press. And that's the consensus right now. But is that even possible? No, it's not.
There's no doubt that Kokichi is the culprit. We all saw that footage from earlier, right?
Kaito got crushed to death.
No, he wasn't. Did I pick the wrong thing?
Damn it!
There's no doubt that Kokichi is the
Oh, I
culprit.
did. Safety function's
also
what I
let-
want.
Kaito got crushed to death.
There we go.
That's wrong! The safety function would make it impossible to kill Kaito with the press.
A safety function.
Yes, it was written on the safety precautions. The hydraulic press will automatically stop if its infrared sensor detects a living organism.
So the hydraulic press won't move at all if there's a living person under it?
Which is why it couldn't have been used to kill Kaito.
Which means it's more likely that Kaito was crushed after being killed by some other means.
So what we saw in that video, he was already dead by then?
But you could disable the infrared sensor of the safety function with an electro bomb.
No, I don't think Kokichi would use an electro bomb for that purpose. It would have taken down the hangar's alarm system and the Exosol's remote control.
It would have put Kokichi at a significant disadvantage.
But you can't be too sure I wouldn't do that. I'm the type who would do anything for fun.
Also, we don't have any evidence of a different murder method other than the hydraulic
No, we do. I have a plausible theory for the murder.
What?
Yes, there's a clue that suggests the victim was killed before being crushed. Found it somewhere around the hydraulic press. Ah, crap. Yeah, that's right. We theorized that he was dragged from the bathroom to the press.
This is it! There was a swipe pattern bloodstain in the hangar, suggesting a body was dragged. The bloodstain goes from the bathroom all the way to the press.
Oh, that was the restroom where Kaito was being held, wasn't it?
Bloodstains were also found inside the bathroom. That can't be coincidence.
So Kaito was killed in the restroom, then dragged to the press and crushed?
If the bloodstain even was Kaito's.
What?
We only guessed that Kaito was killed in the bathroom. Since his body was crushed, we'll never know if Kaito died some other way.
We might not be able to examine the body, but we do have evidence that suggests a cause of death. The wound, the bullet hole?
There! The small hole on the sleeve of Kaito's coat is the key to his cause of death.
The small hole? No. There is no way that hole's got anything to do with the weapon. I'll hit you with my everything you buy will go on sale the next day curse.
Oh, I hate that curse.
Himiko, what's wrong? Why are you freaking out all of a sudden?
I'm not freaking out. I'm just saying it's impossible for the weapon to be that small.
No, it's not impossible. I can show you. Weapon that left that small hole in Kaito's sleeve. Well, it's the arrows, right? No?
I was wrong!
Do I have to pick the crossbow itself? It's real finicky there, Danganronpa.
This is it! I believe the weapon was the crossbow found in the bathroom.
A crossbow arrow would certainly leave a hole that small. Can we then conclude that Kaito was shot with that crossbow? If so, that crossbow just might be the actual murder weapon used to kill Kaito.
I see. It's so surprising that a crossbow is the murder weapon.
Why is Himiko being so suspicious? What do you have to do with this?
Seriously, Himiko, what's wrong?
She probably needs to pee. Anyway, about Kaito getting shot. If that was his cause of death, then I wonder who shot him with the crossbow. Well, I already know, but I won't tell you.
He's just playing with us.
Then let's show him that playtime is over. Let's show him that the students of Hope's Peak Academy will never submit to despair.
Hope? Despair? I wonder who shot Kaito with the crossbow. What a mystery, right, guys?
Who else but you could have done it?
The shot would need to be fired from inside the hangar to hit Kaito.
We couldn't go in the hangar. The alarm system and electric barrier were in the way.
If we couldn't go in the hangar, and Kokichi had been in there, then he must be the one.
I see, so I'm the culprit.
Kaito would have been in there, but the murder weapon was a crossbow. Knowing that, we should be able to visualize the murder.
I wonder who shot Kaito with the crossbow. What a mystery, right, guys?
Who else but you could have done it?
The shot
No, it's not the hangar.
would
Small puddle of blood in the middle of the hangar's bathroom.
need to be fired from inside the hangar to hit
Wait,
Kaito.
are you telling me that
couldn't go in
someone
the
shot him through the window? Really? Isn't that a bit of a stretch?
The alarm system and electric barrier were in the way.
If we couldn't go in, and Kokichi had been in there, then he must be the one.
I see, so I'm the culprit.
That is nuts. You're telling me that it wants me to...
I wonder who shot Kaito with the crossbow. What a mystery, right, guys?
Who else but you could have done it?
The shot would need to be fired from inside the hangar to hit Kaito.
Oh my
That's wrong.
god. Really? Is that how it happened? That's nuts.
Even without going in the hangar, it was possible to land a shot with a crossbow.
Who else would have the skill to do that but Maki?
There was a window in the bathroom of the hangar. Maybe it wasn't possible to get in, but you could have shot through the window. And remember that Kaito was confined to the bathroom.
So if they shot Kaito through the window, they could have killed him in the hangar. Which means the murder suspect list grows to 6 people, including me!
What did you say?
But put plainly, that means
It seems Shuichi wants to make one of us the culprit. Is that it? Is that what a detective does?
Huh?
Do detectives always accuse people, even when they're friends?
Fuck off.
It seems like it. You suspected Kaito in the previous class trial, too. You're always suspicious of your friends.
What's wrong, Maki? You seem like you're kind of on edge.
Of course I am. When we said we would defeat the remnants of despair, someone got in our way.
No, you don't understand. I'm not trying to...
It doesn't matter how much you get in my way. I will absolutely defeat Kokichi. I won't let despair escape. I won't let it win.
Should I say it? I'm wondering if Maki maybe remembered something else when the flashback light went off. She sounds like she's one of the extremists from the Future Foundation.
Now, let's stop this boring fight and continue on with the not-so-boring trial. So we all agree that the murder could be done by anyone and not just me, right?
That might be true, but I didn't know about the window.
Neither did I.
Really, Himiko? What's the matter? You've been weird since we mentioned small holes.
What? Are you after my small hole too?
Whoa.
See? Now that's definitely weird.
Look at it this way. Just because the culprit could be anyone, not everyone is a suspect. We can pretty much narrow it down to anyone who knew about the crossbow.
I never knew about any crossbows. In other words, I'm not suspicious. There's no way you can consider me.
It does concern me that Himiko went to the hangar last night.
Whoa, really? You went to the hangar, Himiko?
Yes, she did. I definitely saw her.
You were watching me?
It's awfully suspicious that you went to the hangar last night. Okay, then the culprit is Himiko.
Wait! Don't say it's me! Maki's more suspicious than I am.
What?
That crossbow came from your research lab, right? You could have gotten that crossbow whenever you wanted.
Anyone could have gone to her research lab, though. She's not the only suspect.
I don't know about that. She's definitely the most suspicious. Even if you make that scary face at me, I'm not gonna get scared.
Because if you start panicking, then we'll know that you're the culprit.
I said I'm not the culprit! I swear! Kokichi's the suspicious one! Maki too! They're both the culprits!
Why am I a suspect? Anyone could have entered my research lab.
Yeah, I'll admit that I'm suspicious. Okay, maybe I am the culprit. Maybe I'm the
I'm the
culprit!
culprit.
Oh my god.
Why am
I'm the number one
the
suspect,
culprit?
because I was in the hangar.
If
I was
you
only
are the
practicing my
culprit,
magic.
What do you
Did
mean?
not
it's
come
explain
from
the
me.
crossbow.
There's a good
Anyone
magic
could have
source
gotten
around
to
there.
her
matter at
research
all.
lab.
So I went
Then
there
who
empty-handed.
I'm the
actually
number
brought
one
it?
suspect.
Oh, you
I love
didn't.
The one who
this
shot
hand.
Kaito.
We should look at the inconsistencies in her testimony. There's a lie in there somewhere. We know she didn't go there empty-handed. She had the black bag. That's,
Why am
the
I being
number
treated
one
like the
suspect.
culprit?
it's Kibo's account, isn't it? She had a black bag with her on the way there, but she didn't have it when she came back. But she said it twice. She said, I went empty-handed and left empty-handed. So which one do I shoot it through? I guess either one of them's good.
Because I was in the hangar.
If
I was
you
only
are the
practicing my
culprit,
magic.
What do you
Did
mean?
then
not
it's
explain the
magic?
crossbow.
There's a good
Anyone
magic
could
source
have gotten
around
to
there.
matter
her
at all.
research lab.
So I went
Then
there
who
empty-handed.
I'm the
actually
number
brought
one
it?
suspect. I heard it.
You said that you went to the hangar empty-handed, but that's a lie, isn't it?
What are you talking about? It's not a lie.
But Kibo saw you. He said you were headed toward the hangar carrying a large black bag.
Yes, Himiko was definitely carrying a large black bag.
No! That was probably Tsumugi cosplaying as me!
Cospox.
You know I can't cosplay as someone unless they're a fictional character.
Himiko, this is the bag you were carrying, isn't it?
That's the crossbow case.
There's no mistake. That is the bag I saw Himiko carrying.
What? Hold on. Himiko went to the hangar with a crossbow?
Uh-oh. Well, it's decided then.
Wait! That's wrong! I just brought it there. I didn't shoot it! It's the truth! Please believe me!
I do believe you. There's no way you know how to assemble that thing.
You're right. I believe you. Himiko is totally telling the truth.
Not you! If you believe me, it makes me look like I'm lying!
That is true. But can we really trust Himiko here? She was acting very suspiciously. Crossbow, 3 arrows, small empty bottle.
I'm not the culprit!
Yeah, I totally agree.
I only carried the case.
Yep, that's true too.
And I didn't even use the crossbow!
Another true statement.
And that's all! I didn't do anything else in the hangar!
100% exactamundo!
Why does this all sound so fishy?
Ah! 'Cause Kokichi won't shut up! Get out of my head, Kokichi!
The crossbow, a disassembled crossbow from the Ultimate Assassin's Research Lab. It was stored in a large black case. It was complicated to assemble. It would be difficult for anyone who wasn't taught how. Now, assuming that the only people that know how to build this thing are Maki, Kaito, and maybe Suichi from watching it be done. Yeah, I don't think she could have built it and shot it.
I'm not the culprit!
Yeah, I totally agree.
I only carried the case.
Yep, that's true too.
And I didn't even use the crossbow!
Oh, I nailed it.
I agree.
Kill in this case.
I don't think Himiko used the crossbow. More accurately, she couldn't use it.
Couldn't use it? Why not?
The crossbow inside this case was disassembled. Kaito and I learned how to assemble the crossbow from Maki, so we could have done it. But I don't believe someone without the proper training could have assembled it.
Well, what if Maki taught Himiko how to assemble the crossbow?
She didn't teach me that! Right, Maki?
Oh, come on.
What's wrong? Are you mad about before? Sorry. I thought they were gonna suspect me, so I lied.
I really have to question your morals if you're blaming Maki for your lie, Himiko.
I don't think you're allowed to say something like that.
I'm sorry, Maki. Please, can you tell them the truth?
Fine. I'm not going to lie. I didn't teach Himiko how to assemble the crossbow. She couldn't have used it.
See? I told you! It's just like I said. Everyone who suspected me needs to apologize right now!
She changed back so fast. I think I might have whiplash now.
Then, why did you bring the crossbow to the hangar, Himiko?
I was asked to.
Well, this is the million-dollar question. Why do I have a feeling that the person who asked her to do it was Kaito?
That's it!
Yeah.
Was it Kaito?
Huh? Kaito?
Only Kaito or Kokichi would have asked for a crossbow to be brought to the hangar. Because Kaito knows how to assemble the crossbow, he certainly could have used it. Knowing that, I can't imagine that anyone else would have asked Himiko.
I do not think she would bring it at Kokichi's request.
Of course not. Why would I ever listen to Kokichi?
'Cause I know you like me.
Nuh-uh! I hate you!
But I like you.
Hey, don't play with Himiko's heart.
But to think that Kaito asked Himiko to do that. Maybe Kaito is trying to keep the promise we made yesterday. Don't you worry, I'll do something about all this. That's a promise. All you guys are working so hard, so I can't just sit back and relax.
But why were you keeping that a secret, Himiko?
Yeah, why were you?
Well, Kaito sorta asked me to keep it a secret. Then Kaito died and I got scared. I thought it was gonna be next.
You're the worst for trying to pin the blame on Maki just for that reason. Maki, teach this dumb monkey the true terror of human beings.
Don't bully the person you like.
This is way beyond bullying a grade school crush.
Himiko, when exactly did Kaito ask you to do this?
I think it was around evening yesterday. I was so nervous about fighting Kokichi, I couldn't get to sleep. So I took a walk near the hangar, and that's when Kaito called out to me. I got startled and wet myself a little, and then he asked me to get him a crossbow.
That one part was, you know what? Never mind. So if Kaito asked for a crossbow, does that mean he was going to kill Kokichi?
No, he said it was to disable Kokichi. I wouldn't have helped him otherwise. I trusted Kaito and took a crossbow from Maki's lab.
That's when I witnessed Himiko.
But then, what did Kaito do after he had the crossbow?
I don't know. I just handed him the crossbow, then went right back to the dorms.
Presumably, Kaito tried to attack Kokichi, only to be disarmed of the crossbow. And then, Kokichi returned fire and shot Kaito. That sequence of events seems logical.
No, it happened a little differently. Both Kaito and Kokichi shot the crossbow.
And there's proof of that. Kokichi's clothes have two wounds on them.
This is it! Remember that when we found Kokichi's clothes, there were holes in the back and sleeve. The same kind of hole that was found in Kaito's coat.
So Kokichi was shot by the crossbow too?
And it was Kaito who shot him, right?
I'm not sure. I don't remember anything like that.
You don't remember whether or not you were shot?
There is no doubt that they shot each other with the crossbow, but...
It doesn't matter.
Huh?
It doesn't matter what happened in between. In the end, Kokichi killed Kaito.
Maki's been acting strangely. But why? Does she know something? If so, what does she know?
Maybe Maki's right. It doesn't matter what happened in the middle. Because in the end, there's no mistake that Kokichi killed Kaito.
Then let's hurry up and vote.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. You totally did this, didn't you? What is going to be like the crazy twist in this case? Because right now, Maki super looks like the Blackened, and I have my suspicion about what it is she's trying to achieve. But what... I don't know. If I had to guess right now... Do I want to say it before we get to intermission? If I had to guess... Alright, just skip forward if you don't want to hear it. If I had to guess, I would say that Maki is out to defeat Kokichi and she holds some sort of ideal as like a former Future Foundation agent or something. And she is secretly taking up Kokichi on his offer of the 1v1 fight, who the final two people of the killing game are. And that if she were to become the Blackened and win the trial, it would execute the rest of us. And then if Kokichi has secured an Exisal, then it would be one-on-one between the two of them. And I think that's what's happening.
No, it's too soon. There are still mysteries.
Who cares about that? We already know who the culprit is.
You sure about that?
Huh?
What? Now he's joining in?
As the one running this trial, it bothers me when anyone says mysteries don't matter. It affects the overall entertainment value, so I encourage you to really think about things. After all, there should be some mysteries that still matter. For example, is Kokichi really inside that Exisal? Stuff like that.
What?
Good question. Is he really? I've had my doubts.
What are you saying? We already finished that discussion a while ago.
Kokichi's gotta still be alive since the killing game's still going.
And not if he's not the real mastermind.
His voice is even coming from the Exisal and everything.
But we heard it speak in Kaito's voice earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, don't rely on that. After all, this Exisal has a voice changer.
Boom. It what?
Ha! 'Cause of that, nobody realizes I'm pretending to be Kokichi. But no more! Sorry for the wait, guys! The Luminary of the Stars has arrived! This time for real!
What? What's going on?
I told you, I'm Kaito! I was just pretending to be Kokichi is all. There's a bit of a situation going on, so I didn't really have a choice. Sorry about tricking you guys like that. My bad.
Huh? So Kaito's in there after all?
Don't be stupid. How many times are you going to be tricked by him? That's Kokichi pretending to be Kaito.
Hey now, Maki Roll. Don't you believe me?
Don't ever call me that!
Whoa there, chill. You really think I'm Kokichi? I mean, I guess I understand. Sorry, I can't really get out of this thing right now.
Why not?
I can't move because of the injury I got from Kokichi. It's so bad I can't even stand. That's why I'm in this Exisal.
Is that so?
But if you guys don't believe me, then we can't move on. So, you're up, Shuichi.
What? Me?
Explain to everyone how I wasn't the one that died.
Kaito's alive after all. No, maybe that's just what I want to believe. Is it really true? What story does the evidence tell? Does that story end with Kaito or Kokichi being the victim? I need to give a well-reasoned answer to that question, and soon. I can't look away from the truth. Oh, fuck. I think it's Kaito. I mean, we saw Kaito get crushed. He wasn't dead that moment, but I gotta believe he's dead one way or the other. I'm trying, I really am, but I can't think of anyone other than Kaito. Most of the evidence we have points to Kaito.
Hey, what's the matter, Shuichi? Just hurry up and tell everyone why I'm not dead. Should be easy.
No, I won't. Because you're not Kaito. Kaito is already dead.
Despair will never die! Good, good! This is already more entertaining! Now, the Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds! All right, let's give it everything we've got!
Who's even gonna be on Tsuichi's side at this point? Oh, look at this dumb bullshit. The Exisal is gonna get lifted too. This is so stupid. Oh, I guess it didn't. Oh, that's disappointing.
I suspect that Kaito is inside the Exisal.
I've got this! Kaito's
Whoops.
clothes had arrow holes too.
I meant to focus and I fucked
But he
up.
said that he can't.
Is it possible that Kokichi got crushed instead of Kaito?
But there was an arrow hole on Kokichi's shirt.
Kaito is still alive and defeated the mastermind, but
For being alive.
Alright, let's try this again, and this time I won't fuck up and hit the wrong button. That video is definitive, we have nothing to counter it. Damn, that Exisal. Why would he confuse us like this?
I suspect that Kaito is inside the Exisal.
I've got this! Unless he comes out of the Exisal, we can't confirm that.
but he said that he can't leave the Exisal because he's injured.
Maki!
Anyone who knows about Kaito's injury can make that claim.
Is it possible that Kokichi got crushed instead of Kaito?
Maki!
Did you watch the footage? Kaito was the one who got crushed.
But there was an arrow hole on Kokichi's shirt.
I've got this! Kaito's clothes had arrow holes too.
I want to believe Kaito is still alive and defeated the mastermind, but
Maki!
The mastermind is still alive. Inside that Exisal.
Why are you so opposed to Kaito being alive?
I've got this! Because the evidence doesn't support the claim that Kaito is still alive.
Here we go.
This is our answer.
I don't want to believe it. In a way, I still can't. But the evidence shows that Kaito must be the one who died. I hate it. I hate it so much. But it's the truth.
I see. If that's the conclusion you've arrived at, Shuichi, then there must be no mistake.
Then the one here is...
Looks like I messed around too much.
Sorry, that was just a little joke.
what a sick joke!
Is there a possibility that neither of them are in that thing? I talked about it during the investigative period, but I said we don't know whether or not either of them are alive. What if they're both dead?
You're still an asshole.
True, and I can't forgive him. But we still need to stay calm, be rational. Because we need to get to the truth of Kaito's death.
Yeah! Just keep calm and carry on!
Why are you saying that? What part of that was calm?
Getting back on topic, why don't we examine the crossbow a little more closely? I think we need to get all the facts straight, so we don't fall for any more lies.
I agree, but... What do you think, Maki?
Fine.
Okay, let's discuss that then.
Why are you acting like you're in charge of things?
So if we assume that Kaito and I shot each other with the crossbow, then the most efficient way to solve this is to set up a timeline of events.
Hey, I said, why are you...
Alrighty then, let the debate begin! When the crossbow fired, what was even going on?
As if you need to ask, you were there!
The crossbow was in Kaito's possession first. probably fired the first shot at Kokichi too.
I would think so.
Then Kokichi disarmed Kaito, took the crossbow,
Maybe.
and returned fire.
I didn't take the crossbow from Kaito. I secretly brought a different one.
That's not true.
But only one crossbow was taken. The other two are still in my research lab.
Correct.
Still, only one arrow was fired. So how could they both shoot each other?
By the way, crossbow shots hurt a lot. My wound is still aching something fierce.
What was that just now? I feel like that goes against the information I have. Now, 3 shots were fired. There were 3 arrows, and presumably 2 ended up in Kokichi and 1 in Kaito.
When the crossbow fired, what was even going on?
As if you need to ask, you were there!
The crossbow was in Kaito's possession first. He fired the first shot at Kokichi too.
Kokichi disarmed Kaito, took the crossbow, and returned fire.
I didn't take the crossbow from Kaito. I secretly brought a different one.
But only one crossbow was taken. The other two are still in my research lab.
Still, only one arrow was fired.
Nice.
That's wrong! Wait, Himiko. What do you mean, 1 arrow?
Eh? Well, I only gave Kaito one
What?
arrow, so...
What? Then could what the Exisal said been true? How did the other 2 arrows get there?
Are you positive?
Of course! There's no way I got that wrong.
Well then, that's strange, because... there were 3 arrows in the bathroom, remember?
What does this mean? If there was a second crossbow used, that'd be really damning for Maki. Because we know that there was only 1 bag and 1 crossbow left there, but that would mean that someone used the other 2 bolts, disassembled the crossbow, and put the case back in the assassin lab?
3? I know I only gave him 1! Kaito even told me to only bring him 1. He said he wanted to avoid fighting.
There were 3 arrows at the scene, but Himiko said that she only brought 1. What is going on here?
Maybe Kokichi had some hidden away?
Why would Kokichi have 2 arrows when he didn't have a crossbow to fire them?
But we know for certain that 3 arrows were recovered from the scene. And all 3 arrows had blood on them.
And altogether, their clothes had 3 perforations in them. So we know for certain that they shot 3 arrows at each other.
Then where did those arrows come from? I don't think that Himiko is lying. There must be some angle to this we haven't considered yet. What is it? What could have happened? Think. I need to think. Psyche taxi. Well, this is convenient because I'm kind of at a loss. Other than the things I just said. It really feels like... oh god, it really doesn't feel good for Maki. It suggests that there was another crossbow involved and another a set of arrows, 2 of them. And we gotta remember that Kokichi's the one who got hit twice and Kaito only got hit once. So, crap. I'm so bad at this now. This one also got harder. Oh well. All of this means is that I won't get a good score. Because I'm pretty sure I can get the questions right. How many arrows did Himiko give Kaito? 1. Can't believe they even gave me an option for 4. So this would suggest that Kaito actually got shot by the crossbow that Himiko brought him? Maybe Kokichi did wrangle it away from him. Ah, that's dirty. Part of me wonders if, well, I've compared some of the other cases in past games, and in the 5th case of Danganronpa 1, which is similar to this case, to be honest, in which the identity of the victim wasn't completely understood right away. At a point in that trial, the finger gets pointed at the protagonist. And part of me wonders if Shuichi might have the same put on him, because, no. Because, if this comes down to who had the ability to assemble a crossbow and fire it through the window, the answer is only 2 people, Maki and presumably Shuichi, because he saw Maki assemble one instructing Kaito. Careful, damn it. Oh, I just noticed there is like a health gauge on this. It's the fuel. I don't think I have to worry about that. I guess that's my my influence. I didn't realize before that it was represented at all in this minigame. Don't really think it's in too much danger. Who brought the 2 arrows? We don't know that. I mean, not Himiko? Will that be an option? I'm gonna say a third party. Yeah, not Himiko. Not Kokichi either. Potentially the culprit, you would think.
Could it be that the additional arrows were brought in by a third party?
A third party? So someone besides Kokichi or Himiko?
That's just a guess, though. There's no way a third party exists.
But I'm pretty sure it does.
If a third party did exist, why would they bring 2 arrows?
Kaito was the only one with a crossbow. I made sure I handed it to him.
Kaito said he only needed 1 arrow. Clearly, he didn't want to fight.
Yeah, that's right.
So the other 2 arrows weren't for Kaito. They were for the third party to use themselves.
So the third party didn't hand the arrows through the window. Instead...
Impossible.
Whoops. Instead, they went into the hangar and shot the crossbow themselves?
There was an alarm system and an electric barrier around the hangar.
Yeah. That hangar should have been completely closed off, right?
It was completely closed off? But can we confirm that? I feel like there might be another way, some way that we haven't figured out yet. I think I'm overlooking something. Think. Oh, I knew this during the investigation. You could get in if you were inside of an exisal. It's totally exisal, isn't it? Yeah, I'm seeing E's and X's. I knew it. Aw, yeah. Feels good to actually know one of these right away. That was easy. I'm really glad I caught that during the investigation.
That's it! The exisal! The exisal could be used to enter the hangar. We couldn't get in because of the alarm system and the electric barrier. But that shouldn't have been a problem for any of the exisals, right? So if you wanted to enter the hangar, All you had to do was pilot an exisal.
I saw an exisal enter the hangar last night. So was this third party piloting it?
By the way, I just want to confirm something with Monokuma. Would the alarm still go off if there was a person inside an exisal?
Well, I wasn't trying to keep this secret, but since it's about the details of the hangar, I guess I can tell you guys. It makes sense that the alarm system and electric barrier wouldn't react to an exisal. After all, the hangar is where the exisals are supposed to be stored. It'd be a hassle to disable the security every time an exisal comes and goes, you know? So even if someone is inside an exisal, the security system wouldn't catch them. Because it'd be a hassle to leave the exisal every time you have to put it away.
Thanks for the information, Monokuma.
So it's like Shuichi said? A third party got in an exisal and entered the hangar?
But can just anyone pilot an exisal?
Well, Kokichi,
It's surprisingly easy. If you use both hands, both feet, and both nipples, you can do it.
Nipples too?
Anyway, this third party commandeered an exisal and infiltrated the hangar. That same person must have brought the other 2 arrows with them.
I told you that's impossible.
Huh?
There's no way you can get through security if you pilot an exisal. It's not possible.
What? Not possible.
Monokuma just told us it's possible. Maki, what are you talking about? What are you thinking? What do you know? Why are you trying to hide it? Why? Why won't you tell me?
if someone was piloting the exisal,
Electro bomb. Okay, so we know that there were 3 of them. And one of them got used right in front of our face, so the only other 2 were with Kokichi, which are unaccounted
they
for.
could have used it to enter the hangar.
That's not possible.
Found on the ground near the 3 exisals in the cyber courtyard. This is the one I suspected was Maki's during the investigation.
Is operating the exisal?
The exisal is protecting Monokuma, if they were actually protecting him, which I kind of doubt. They were on auto command to observe movements via the remote control. Monokuma file worthless.
Really that difficult?
Electronic lock, the 2 exisals at the scene of the crime. One was in storage with its cockpit closed. The other was in the middle of the hangar with its hatch open and its cockpit exposed. There is enough space in the cockpit for 1 person. There's an electronic lock on the hatch that only the monocubs can open. Oh, that's interesting. Based on that, even if... I don't know if that's going to come up, but it begs the question whether or not Kokichi's really in there. Because even if you tried to take down an exisal and commandeer it, could you actually open the hatch if you're not a monocub? If that's the case, then there's no way that a third party could have used it to get into the hangar. At least not any of the humans with us. Huh.
Do we even know how to get inside an exisal? Outside the hangar, there were 4 exisals. And they were all moving too.
I was controlling them remotely.
Electro hammers weren't an option. Yesterday, all the hammers were still recharging.
There's no way to stop an exisal. So getting inside one would have been impossible.
You're right, it's impossible.
Oh, I either gotta send that used hammer through what Kibo said or what Maki said. We can
If
go
someone
one then
was
the other.
piloting the exisal
I could use
to enter the hangar.
That's not possible.
Is operating the exile really that difficult?
Do you know how to get inside an There were 4 exosols. And they were all moving too.
I was controlling them remotely.
The electro hammers weren't an option.
yesterday.
All the hammers were still recharging.
Got it.
That's wrong! Wait, not all of the electro hammers were being charged. I know because I found one. There was a used electro hammer near Monokuma and the Exosols.
Was that electro hammer used by the third party? Maybe they used it to disable an exisol.
Yes, I think so. When I saw them last afternoon, there were 4 Exosols. But this morning, there were only 3.
I noticed that too. Was the missing exisol taken by this third party?
Shuichi is getting warmer. How about you say the answer right now? Who did it? Who is this third party?
The identity of the third party. The electro hammer gives us a clue. I saw 4 exosols at the scene yesterday when I went up to meet up with Kaito. This morning when we were trying to get into the hangar, there were 3. The culprit must have used the electro hammer between yesterday afternoon and this morning. There's only one person among us that I think could do that. It's Maki, but I want to point out that I'm also growing suspicious of someone else. Because as I said it aloud, I realized how weird what I said was. That if only a human, or rather, if only a Monocup could open up the hatch to an Exisol, it would stand to reason that even if someone like Maki or anyone else used it and disabled it, that they couldn't get inside, unless like the electro hammer disables the lock and then lets you in. We don't know that yet. But I'm kind of growing suspicious of Kibo as well, because of his whole weird inner voice thing. His nature's getting a little unusual here, but I think they want me to pick Maki.
It's you!
Yeah. But...
Maki, you're the third party we're looking for, aren't you?
But, I don't know if this is going to turn out this way, but I learned my lesson in the last trial, where we did this once before, and I was like, oh, it's totally Gonta. And they're like, no, we want you to suspect Kokichi first. No, stupid, you're going too fast. And I was like, what? Fuck you, Danganronpa. It was Gonta. So, just because the spotlight is now put on Maki, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's the culprit. There could be more to this.
What? It's Maki?
What are you saying?
Remember what Kokichi said.
But be careful, the electro hammer runs out of battery pretty quickly. So if you use it against an Exisol, it'll run out of juice with just one shot, got it?
The electro hammer needs to be recharged for 24 hours after it runs out of battery. That hammer was used last afternoon, so it couldn't have been used this morning.
Oh, right. When we were all gathered in the dining hall this morning.
Maki, where's your electro hammer? I don't need it. I'd rather not use a weapon I'm unfamiliar with. This is much better. A knife? Well, I suppose you know best.
Maki was the only one without an electro hammer, wasn't she?
Knowing that, the electro hammer I found could only have belonged to Maki.
I don't know if that's true. This has bothered me ever since it happened, and I thought about saying it during the investigative period, but I wasn't sure if it'd matter. But when we originally received the electro hammers inside the gym, there was one left on the cart, wasn't there? But I don't know if that mattered at all, or if it's ever going to be brought up again.
And that leads me to the conclusion that Maki must be the third party. She also knows how to assemble the crossbow and could have returned it to her lab later.
You brought a different crossbow than the one Kaito had, right?
Maki took 2 arrows and her own crossbow from her lab, disabled the exasol with an electro hammer, and infiltrated the hangar. Now we just have to figure out what happened after.
I'll kill your logic. Why are you doing this?
What?
Why are you getting in my way?
Getting in your way? Maki, what are you—
Yes, I'm the third party.
Okay.
Huh?
I admit to going into the hangar with an exasol, and then shooting the crossbow. But I didn't kill anyone. I'm not the culprit!
I've never heard her sound like that.
You're right.
Oh, whoa, damn, that
I
was fast.
used the electro hammer. And I used the exasol to enter the hangar, too. I also shot the crossbow there. However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon.
It's not? It's no use. She's not listening to me at all. But I can't back down here. I can't help but notice that among our truth bullets or blades or whatever, during this there's the poison, and we still don't know how the poison is related to the case. Is that what she's getting at?
You're right. I used the electro hammer. And I used the exasol to enter the hangar, too. I also shot the crossbow there. However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon. You're right. I used the electro hammer. And I used the exasol to enter the hangar, too. I also shot the crossbow there.
Damn it.
However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon.
Okay.
The crossbow is not the murder weapon? What do you mean?
The arrows left holes in their clothes. Think about the locations of the wounds. They were on his arm and back. An arrow to each of those spots wouldn't result in a fatal injury. That's why the crossbow can't be the murder weapon. Therefore, I'm not the culprit.
Oh. I brought this up during the investigative period too. They could have been fatal if they were laced with poison, but the poison was inside the bathroom. That doesn't make any sense. If that's the case, then why would it ever enter through the window? Way she's scrambling to defend herself.
The arrows left holes in their clothes. Think about the locations of the wounds. They were on his arm and back. An arrow to each of those spots.
God damn it, I'm getting my ass kicked here.
Oh no!
I have to redo it.
Right.
Ah, fuck.
I used the electro hammer. And I used the exasol to enter the hangar, too. I also shot the crossbow there. However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon.
God damn, this one's
Right.
hard.
I used the electro hammer. And I used the exasol to enter the hangar, too. I also shot the crossbow there. However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon.
I think it's
The
poison.
crossbow is not—
In their clothes. Think about the locations of the wounds. They were on his arm and back. An arrow to each of those spots wouldn't result in a
Come on. Ah, I tried to V-point
I'll
it,
cut through your
but I got it
words.
right. But why would the poison be in the bathroom?
It wouldn't matter where the arrow hit if it were poisoned.
Poison?
I noticed something about the poison in my lab during the investigation. There was just a little less in the bottle than before. If that poison had been applied to those arrows, they would have been lethal no matter where they connected.
Maki, do you have a rebuttal?
What's the matter? Why don't you say anything? Don't tell me. Are you really the culprit?
There's no way she is! 'Cause why would she kill Kaito?
I can't understand if you don't explain anything!
Maki is still fighting.
Huh? Fighting?
Do you remember that Maki said she would do anything to defeat Kokichi? Maki is trying to kill Kokichi in this class trial. She wants to kill the mastermind, a remnant of despair.
Then when Maki said she would sacrifice anything, she meant...
The sacrifice that Maki is talking about must be Kaito. Well, all of us. God damn it. I knew it. I called it.
That's it.
That's totally what she's doing.
She plans to sacrifice all of our lives in order to kill Kokichi.
Fuck her. Fuck her. Oh, this is super annoying. This is a callback to the Danganronpa 3 anime. Fuck off with that. Fuck right off.
Sacrifice us?
Then, by hiding the truth, Maki was trying to get us to arrive at the wrong answer. Just to kill Kokichi and the rest of us along with him?
Doesn't that mean that Maki's the culprit?
She knew what happened and tried to hide it from us.
But that mischievous plan was ruined, all thanks to Shuichi here. Too bad, Maki. I already predicted this would happen.
You knew all along that Maki was the culprit. That's why you've been so calm.
This isn't over. Maybe we do have the truth now, but this isn't over. We have a choice to make. We don't have to follow where the evidence leads.
Huh? What do you mean?
Does this mean you're gonna vote for someone else, even if it's not the truth?
Someone else? You mean vote incorrectly on purpose?
What did you say?
Kaito told me that only I would be able to grasp what lies beyond the truth. That means finding the truth is not enough. We need to grasp the hope just beyond it. So Maki, please tell us the truth. The truth that only you know.
So Kaito said that to you. Then, does that mean you guys made up before he died?
Yeah, when I went to see him yesterday.
I see. Okay, I'll talk about it. Especially since it's my responsibility for involving everyone. Shuichi, you're so persistent. Were you always like that?
You think so? Maybe Kaito's charisma is starting to rub off on me.
That guy could be pretty stubborn.
Then, what really happened?
Maki, please tell us.
Please.
And so, Maki began telling the truth. A truth that would leave us all in shock.
Don't just start narrating things, you're ruining the mood!
Well, I guess this turn of events isn't exactly boring either.